left all mine at home. Oh, of course you pull out the best one.
I literally scrambled to find...
Move that, the arms are in the way.
What the heck? You know more than I do. I scrambled this morning to find
It's like it's
stuff.
also off.
Yeah, I know. Well, look at that design choice, man.
Well, it's because the key's turned.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, if you, from the top, it'll close.
No, I want to...
Oh, you want to open?
Stand it.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, that's that, you know. Alright, if any of you are watching Power Rangers Megaforce, or Super Megaforce, they're using this, and then this is the first one. From Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Probably recognize that. Okay. I think there's more I have in here. I will pull it out as I go along. So,
I'm sorry I couldn't bring my entire toy room to add to your museum here.
oh man, I wish I could have brought my entire toy room to add to my museum here.
My roommate bought a couple of the American Ranger keys. They're freaking tiny.
I don't have any of them.
But they do the auto snap. Like when you flick them, the legs flick all the way up.
Can't find it now. There it is.
That's not a Power Ranger.
Look at my background for a bit.
She's a new Blue Ranger. Interesting.
Guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger. Isn't that cool or what?
Yeah, so I haven't really eaten today. That's why I'm eating now.
Yeah.
I literally woke up, came here at like 10:30 to watch their Tokusatsu panel, and then yeah, I'm here now. Oh, and I hadn't finished this presentation yet at the time.
Awesome.
That's why I left to do this. Yeah, I think it's good.
We'll find it together.
Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Slide one.
slide one. Oh, cool! Look at that.
It worked.
I didn't do that.
Victory.
So I haven't really done the entire slideshow. I'm ready to start now.
Yep.
Are you recording?
I'm already recording.
Okay. Okay, I haven't really done the
The
entire
whole
slideshow
game.
presentation. Like, practice it. I've gotten up to like 5 seasons, so because I just finished the slideshow today. So I don't know how much time I'm gonna have. And I don't know everything about Power Rangers.
I'll fill in the
Sorry.
gaps.
What?
Thank you. There are seasons in here that I don't know anything about because I haven't seen them since they aired and it's been a long time.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you guys want to fill in gaps, you can. Feel free to chime in. So, first things first, how many of you have seen this picture before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys know where that's from?
The Legend War.
Well, you can't answer because you obviously know.
I thought you
yeah.
wanted the answer.
A lot of my friends will come up to me and say, "What episode of Power Rangers is this?" This isn't actually from Power Rangers. It's from the Japanese Super Sentai, Gokaiger Goseiger Super Sentai 199 Great Hero Battle. I can't say it in Japanese. Yeah, so that's where that's from. That's not in Power Rangers. I just wanted to start off with that because it looks really cool. Can anyone name all those Rangers?
Nope.
Nope.
I could, but we'd be here all day.
Really? Even the Bioman?
The ones pre-Z Ranger I might have some trouble with.
Okay. Never mind that.
Robot
Yeah.
Knight.
So, obviously, let's start with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm pretty sure we've all watched this at one point in time in our lives.
The invention of the greatest evil laugh in history.
Probably.
Yes.
That's probably why we're all here today to watch this. Have you seen this show recently? Anyone?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Still as cheesy as it was back
It's
in the day.
very cheesy, very bad, not very good. So let's get into a series overview.
Green Ranger.
It started off with Rita Repulsa. She's released from the evil space dumpster. So then Zordon says, "Let's get some teenagers
With attitude.
with attitude."
That's a good idea.
And then they become the Power Rangers and they fight the evil witch. And then there's Bulk and Soul. So
the best thing ever.
basically, an episode of Power Rangers will be like this: they release an evil monster with minions to take over the Earth. Then the Power Rangers show up and blow up the monster. And then they get in their giant robot and they do it.
Yay, Ultrazord.
That's basically it.
They recently
So,
confirmed Legacy Titanus.
I saw that. Yeah. So this is an episode of Power Rangers in a nutshell. You can all leave now.
Alright.
So it's like that for about 20 or so episodes, maybe less, until this guy shows up, the Green Ranger. What I found with this was really cool. What they did was like, because at one point in time they were like, what can we stop with the Power Rangers with? Obviously our monsters aren't working, so obviously they get another Power Ranger to stop a Power Ranger. But they only need one, and he is very successful at his job. You can see him just destroying the Megazord and the entire team. He also gets his own giant robot, which is
Dragonzord.
Dragonzord.
AKA Mechagodzilla.
It's like a robot
Yep.
Godzilla, so Mecha Godzilla. So eventually they all become friends and they're one big team together. So other things that happened in the show is the Green Ranger became the White Ranger, which was cool, I guess. Welcome to Power Rangers. You're just in time to see the Green Ranger become the White Ranger.
See, it's
so
right there.
we also had the changing of the cast from this cast to this cast. A lot of people will say, yeah, Saban was really racist with choosing this, but
Yeah.
in interviews I've heard,
Walter actually picked the black color himself.
yeah, they say it wasn't until like episode 20 where they're like, hey, look at that.
Nope.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Completely an accident.
It was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. Yeah, so there was a changing of cast midway through. Then they became ninjas for some reason. Well, I know why, because of the Japanese footage. And then
Ninjas.
they got a new Pink Ranger. And then
ninjas.
these guys showed up. The
Alien.
the ninja aliens.
The actual ninjas.
Kaku Ninja.
Yeah, the alien rangers showed up, and then they showed up for a bit to fill in for the Power Rangers when they lost their powers at the end of season 3. So after season 3, they lose their powers. What do? They get new powers. They become the Power Rangers Zeo, and basically there were new villains. You also had the old villains, Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed, running around. So it was cool. There were two factions of villains, both trying to destroy the Power Rangers, but never wanting to work together for some reason to destroy the Power Rangers. We also got a new Yellow Ranger, and then Jason, our friend from season 1, who was the Red Ranger, came back and became the Gold Ranger. There was also new robots.
Billy deserved it more.
I don't know. I don't know if they use this footage in Power Rangers Zeo. I doubt
I
they
don't
did.
think so.
That is amazing.
Wow.
If you've never seen O-Ranger, man, O-Ranger's weird.
I need to watch it.
The Japanese source material is weird.
You know what, to be fair, with the tone at the time of Power Rangers, this would have fit in perfectly.
It probably would have.
To be fair, this is the show that for Zeo where they had the Christmas episode,
Yes.
where it had the line, "We don't even celebrate Christmas in Korea. I don't know what I'm doing here."
That's pretty good. And then Bulk and Skull became cops.
And they had a theme song and it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, did they get a new theme song in this season?
Yes, they did.
When they were training, there was a theme song.
Oh,
So
Bulk
you
and
want to
Skull.
be-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean
so-
Bulk and Skull, not
Yeah.
the actual.
No, Bulk and Skull got a theme song while they were training. So you want to be a cop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Shape
I
it
completely
up,
forgot
shape
about
it
that.
up, Bulk and Skull.
How do you remember that?
I recently marathoned everything from MMPR to Galaxy like a year ago.
This slide is out of order, so yeah, it shouldn't be there. There was also a team up between the Alien Rangers and the Power Rangers Zeo. The team up, the writing for that episode was terrible, but the fight scene where they all come together was really cool. After that, they didn't really lose their powers; they just upgraded their powers, so they became the Power Rangers Turbo.
Upgraded.
Upgraded.
Watch the movie. The movie, like, there's two movies. There's the Mighty Morphin movie, which isn't canon, so I'm not gonna talk about it, and then the Turbo movie, which is canon, but then they summarize it in about 5 minutes.
But is terrible.
And it's
Yeah,
also really bad.
Ooh.
They took the comedy series and tried to be
Yeah.
serious about
The
it.
thing about
Yeah.
the show was the Japanese source material is called Car Ranger. It's a parody show.
Yeah, Carnage.
It's about traffic safety,
Yep.
teaching kids the importance of traffic safety.
Rangers getting cooked in pizza.
Yes.
Yes.
All I gotta say.
Best
Now,
episode.
Speaking of which,
Yeah!
that's why we have weird stuff like this happening, and we have to take it seriously because
I love how just her leg is just
Wasn't
exposed.
this also the episode where Divatox loses her memory and gets a job at
Yes,
the place?
yes, so good.
That's-
It was a two-parter, but yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to the writers. They know how to write around it, like to make it
Yeah.
incorporated.
I don't know. But they couldn't do anything with Die Ranger. And then, of course, we have the change of cast. There's a child now. As one of the Rangers. What this series did that was really different from the other two shows, they added RoboCop, the Centurion, and the Phantom Ranger. Normally, like, there's a 6 Ranger, there's the core Rangers, there's 5 of them, and then a new guy comes in, and he's the cooler
Yeah.
Ranger. This show didn't have that. They just kind of showed up with RoboCop and Phantom Ranger. Phantom Ranger is he's a lot of things. I don't know, like what they.
They don't actually explain
Yeah.
who he is, but the popular theory is that he was Zordon's son or
Zordon's
something.
kid, yeah. There's obviously the fan theory that it's Tommy again.
Oh no. No.
Was he in the Sentai?
I
Or was
couldn't-
he or is he original to?
No. He's in.
He's in the Sentai.
I think it was in the
remember.
like the same vein as Blue Centurion, like teach kids safety. Like
Blue Centurion has a family in the Sentai. I don't know if they brought it over to the American.
No, they didn't.
Probably not.
No, he was a robot in Turbo.
So Power Rangers Turbo was pretty bad.
just takes off his mask.
You know what?
it's
You know what?
Peter
After your Tokusatsu panel, when you said metal heroes are space cops, like,
Yeah.
he's a metal hero.
He actually no, he does actually
Yeah.
look more like a metal hero.
I would buy that. I would watch that.
So after Power Rangers Turbo, where they had cars, they went into space and became the Power Rangers
Best show ever.
in space. This is debated as like the best season of Power
Why you're
Rangers.
wearing the shirt?
It's because it
Yeah.
culminates all of the previous storylines and villains into
Yeah.
a grand finale.
No, I'm the one giving the panel here. So
You're doing a good job.
The plot of the story is, or the plot of the show is, they kidnap Zordon somehow. They take him out of his tube and put him in another tube. The villains do, anyways. So then the Rangers go into space, traveling galaxies, looking for Zordon. The big thing about this show was there was like a culmination of all the villains coming together and taking over the galaxy. And they're successful. The Power Rangers are defeated. So what are they going to do? Zordon makes the ultimate sacrifice. He blows himself up, and all the evil in the universe is gone.
He actually had Andros
Yeah.
break his tube to blow him up.
That's actually what's going on in that slide. It's kind of hard to see. And Vulcan Skull are scientists for some reason.
Searching for
It could
aliens.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see the resume at the end of like everything.
yeah. And then, so what was really cool about this season was the introduction of Psycho Rangers.
Oh, that was great.
Whereas, like, in the past, they've had Power Rangers that were bad, but they would go away at the end of the show, or the end of the episode, and most likely they were clones, like the... I can't even tell you.
There was one.
The Putty Rangers.
Putties.
Yeah,
Green Ranger.
and there was this
Yeah.
one monster in Turbo who stole their powers and made
Yeah.
evil rangers, and they were based on light.
They were called, Shadow Rangers or
Yeah.
something like that. But, like, this was... They designed cyborgs to counter the Power Rangers in every way. And it worked for a while. Like, these guys were around for, like, half the season. Maybe less, I don't remember.
And their suit designs are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they would have to defeat them was really clever. They'd have to come up with these weird strategies to beat them. Like the one where they beat Psycho Blue, they all turn into the Blue Ranger at the same time. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. There's also a lot of cameos. We have the Blue Ranger from Power Rangers Turbo. He came back to help the Rangers. We also have the Black Ranger from Power Rangers Mighty
Where's
Morphin Power
Adam?
Rangers. That's Adam, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the original Black
Johnny
Ranger.
Young Bosch.
And we have also the most famous cameo of all, the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah!
You didn't talk about that in the Tokusatsu panel. when
We were
talking
just
about-
watching the Next Mutation.
Yeah.
I try to block out that this ever happened.
Why? It was so good!
Because it means that I can block out that they attempted to do a live-action Ninja Turtles show.
No, that show was actually. I shouldn't waste time talking
I
about
just
it.
want to point something out though. Why is the Black Ranger doing Gangnam Style?
I was gonna say that myself, but I guess you got it first. There was a slide a while back ago.
Pizza.
Pizza Rangers!
Battleizers were introduced into this series.
Yep.
For that, it's like this special power up that the Red Ranger gets. He gets more powerful. He gets armor
And abs.
and,
And abs.
more action figures. You know,
Yep. He gets action figure powers.
main hero power.
Well, but
And then so after this, there was kind of like that was kind of like the end of the
Zordon
original
saga.
Zordon saga, as a lot of people call it, because Zordon was dead. And after that, they kind of went with a new series. They went with Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So whereas with the other series, it was kind of like they were handing off their powers. There were new Rangers coming in to fill the old positions. These were just new Rangers on another planet. No, they were on like their own
They were
like,
on a
space
space
colony.
space
Air
colony.
Avenger.
Yeah, they were like a space colony kind of thing. So we had things like this, where it was different. We had a different cast completely. We have the Magna Defender, who is debated as a Power Ranger and not a Power Ranger. Personally, he's got a morpher, he's got a giant robot.
What argument is there against it?
Exactly!
Yeah.
that he has horns.
'Cause
and,
his
like,
name-
his suit doesn't
'cause his
look
name
the same.
isn't
That's all I've
Magna
ever heard.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, you get Mystic Force, where their sixth Ranger didn't even look like he was a human.
He wasn't a human.
Which one?
Oh yeah.
Both
Mystic
of them
Force.
was because they had their mythic forms.
Oh, yeah,
They
that's
were
true.
basically monsters.
Oh yeah, because in Magiranger they were gods.
Well, no,
So-
they were. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah,
Another
they
thing
were.
they did that was completely different with the Zords, anyways, is the Zords were originally like these beasts, galactabeasts, or like space aliens or something.
Yeah,
And they would
galactabeasts.
become robots, who became one big robot, and it was cool. And then Bulk was also there for some reason. This was like the last connection Bulk had to Power Rangers.
They forgot about Skull.
Skull slept in.
Skull slept in. He missed the.
Yeah, no, and they forgot about him.
Yeah.
So basically, after this, it was a completely new direction they were gonna go in. So we got Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, which is my favorite season of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
This theme song
It's
is
pretty good.
so
The
good.
Lightspeed Rescue theme song is really catchy.
Rescue.
Yeah. So this was a brand new start for Power Rangers, brand new cast, and for the first time ever, Power Rangers is always based around Super Sentai, the Japanese source material. So whatever they have, we gotta do. This character, the Titanium
Yeah.
Ranger, was the first like original Power Ranger created by Saban. So this character never showed up in the Japanese show at all,
And he
And-
was awesome.
and it was really cool.
Very awesome.
And not only that, but the story arc they gave him was a lot like the original Green Ranger saga, where he was a bad guy and fighting the Power Rangers. But he had a purpose. The Green Ranger was just possessed by Rita Repulsa. He had reason to fight the Power Rangers. Basically, the Lightspeed Rescue in itself is like a military operation, and they fight demons and stuff somehow with water.
Yeah.
Demons
and then-
who can't act.
Demons, terrible demons.
Aha.
And then this is their the commander, Captain Mitchell. He has a daughter, the Pink Ranger, but then we find out he has a son also. And the thing about the son is at a young age, Captain Mitchell had to save his son and his daughter, but he couldn't save his son. So one of the main villains, Diabolico, makes a deal with Captain Mitchell that if Diabolico saved his son, he would kidnap his son and take him away to their scary castle. And yeah, so Captain Mitchell was given this terrible decision he had to make.
It's pretty dark for
It-
Power
it's
Rangers.
very
Yeah,
dark.
really dark.
I was watching that scene earlier today, man. It got dark.
Like it was all
Yeah.
It's,
night
I'll
and
save your
rain.
son, but I will raise him to be evil.
Exactly. So basically, Diabolico takes Ryan there in the middle and poisons his mind against Captain Mitchell and the Power Rangers. It's crazy. It's
crazy
crazy.
stuff.
Hello. So this was also a first for the series. Is we got they're not really battleizers, but like power-ups for Rangers who aren't the Red Ranger.
Still none for the girls though.
Yeah, nothing for the girls. That's dumb.
You know the girls can't use bazookas.
You don't want girls.
No matter
girl
how much
action
we'd like
figures.
to see them.
Yeah, so these aren't technically battleizers. They're called Mega Battle Armor. It's a battleizer. Whatever.
I think it qualifies.
Yeah, so
It's huge. It'll sell some toys. It's a battleizer.
yeah, which I have for some reason. I have action figures of the Green One.
Well, mission accomplished.
I don't know why.
He
yeah,
has a giant chainsaw.
you know what? It kind of makes sense.
awesome.
The Blue Ranger has a gun that shoots like it's a fire extinguisher, but he has a chainsaw.
Well, yeah, well, no, it's because they're supposed to be like
Different types of rescue
services.
staff.
Yeah.
But he just uses it for sawing monsters in half.
Well, in theory, he's like, to
You're
clear
rescuing
trees.
them from monsters?
Yeah.
Totally.
They're all like different types of rescue personnel. Like Carter's a firefighter, and presumably these could be used to like cut trees out of the way or whatever.
He's a
I
pilot.
always saw those as
Yeah.
like the jaws of life, you know, they use it.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's basically it for Lightspeed Rescue. It's really good. You should check it out if you haven't seen recent Power. That's not even recent. If you haven't seen Power Rangers past Mighty Morphin,
It-
I recommend Lightspeed
It's like
Rescue.
late
There will be a
90s.
great joke now about it though because of the current Sentai because it's just the incredulous trains.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. So after that, we got
Yeah.
Power Rangers Time Force.
Yes.
This was one of another popular series. I haven't seen Time Ranger, but I've heard that
It is very, very
it's like
close.
this.
It's
The first
actually-
episode is almost identical.
I've heard that it's like this in plot, so maybe a little wavering down there.
Essentially, this is Time Ranger, except Time Ranger didn't have Rancic.
Yeah. That's another thing about Power
They've been
Rangers is they
burning
incorporate
wells.
their own villains. But I know how Time Ranger ends, and it's not the same ending because a character dies.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we have a new cast, and for the first time, they have 2 Red Rangers on one team. I
Yeah.
don't understand why. Whatever, just go with it.
Because Time Fire
Time
looks
Fire.
badass.
Time Fire is cool. They also introduced another power-up for the 6th Ranger in the series. It's a Mega Battle. It's not a Battleizer, it's a Mega Battle, but it's a Battleizer.
They're all battleizers.
It's all buy a new action figure and a toy. I don't really know much about Power Rangers Time Force because I haven't seen it since it aired.
Time Force has probably one of the best Ranger villains of all time.
It basically has damn near Magneto as the villain of the series.
Oh, okay.
He actually has a really good redemption story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing I remember vaguely.
But the thing is, they kept the outfit that his the female villain
Yeah.
with like
Nadira.
thick hair.
Yeah.
Nadira.
Nadira. It looks exactly like her Sentai counterpart.
They started doing that more often with
But-
shows.
Even though they never used the footage for her Sentai counterpart, she's still wearing the ice cream cone helm.
It makes sense in the Japanese. Yeah, I guess.
Well,
I guess that's
Time
it.
Ranger, the main.
they're future criminals. It's future fashion. It looks
It's
really
Jets,
good. in
it's
the year
Jetsons
2000.
fashion.
It is Jensen
Exactly.
fashion. It's yeah, and for a series about time travel, they don't really do it that often. I heard there was supposed to be a movie, but that got canned or something.
Well, most of the time travel is them sending the Zords from the HQ.
I guess they time travel every episode.
Which, by the way, has one of the best uses of time travel ever. Where no, you don't have to get up to 88. You don't get into a TARDIS. A giant robot hits you in
Yes.
the past.
Yes.
And then that Zord came and fought too, and it was awesome.
You know what? It made sense for like
I was waiting for that the entire
like
series.
the
for that
Jets
bastard
for
to come out.
for them to get like a running start, but like they did it with the dinosaur too.
Yeah.
Like, and he was already running. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't like increase in speed.
Oh, speaking of the Q-Rex, did you hear about what they're doing for Gozyujin in Super Megaforce?
No.
So you know Gokai Silver's Zord, Gozyujin?
Yeah.
Apparently in the context of Super Megaforce, that is a modified version of the Q-Rex.
Which makes sense
Right.
though, because
It
Eric
does make
sticks
sense,
around
but-
with the Q-Rex.
Yeah, it is partially inspired by the Q-Rex.
Yeah. So after that, we have Power Rangers Wild Force. Power Rangers Wild Force is like a huge shift. It establishes a lot of the newer tropes that are in Super Sentai and Power Rangers. Yeah, it's like you can tell like there's a huge distinction between new era Power Rangers and then old era.
Not just that, it was like this was like the first one in a while where it wasn't technology based.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too.
Also, where the Yellow Ranger was basically the leader of the team.
And
Yeah.
she just kicked the Red Ranger's ass
She
all
was
the time.
she was also one of the few Power Rangers who was actually a soldier. She
Yeah.
was legit Air Force.
So yeah, we have a new cast again.
Yes, Red Ranger's Tarzan.
Yes, he really is.
He took his shirt off in so many episodes.
A lot.
I don't
Well, did you
understand.
see them abs?
Yeah.
No, wasn't there some big fight scene at the very end
Yes.
where his shirt's like torn, so he literally just
No,
ripped
that
it
was in
off.
I think that was in Lost Galaxy or something.
It was
He did the
Leo.
Kirk rip.
Leo ripped
Yeah.
off the rest of his tiny shirt.
They both did it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Power Rangers and as a whole is basically a toy commercial, but like more so with this show, it felt like stuff got a lot more gimmicky. Actually, I have.
Yeah, this was one of the first series where they started to have a lot of auxiliary Zords.
Yeah, that's the thing with this show.
Like all the arm attachments and everything.
Yeah.
I have the armadillo here.
And the friggin' armadillo Zord is the soccer ball he sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love it when he starts kicking the armadillo.
Yeah.
As a whole, like these are my favorite mecha, just because they're so well designed. I think. It's
Yeah.
not like future mecha. It's just kind of like where can we put this piece? But like here, it feels more.
They're
designed
very
and thought out.
Beast Wars.
Exactly.
Wasn't this also one of the first seasons where they really relied heavily on CGI for
Yes.
these
Yes.
cool Zords?
Yeah, and it was like this and Time Ranger. Or
Time Ranger had a little. This
Yeah.
one you saw it a lot.
This was
more.
like everything was CGI.
Yeah, it's because they were supposed to be animals.
Yeah, so like the toy line, the robots got more gimmicky. Like in this case, there would be the main Megazord, and then the giraffe would become an arm, or the bears would become arms.
I like the polar bear combo.
Yeah.
Fire ice, fire ice.
Another new thing they did was they
Yeah.
introduced a villain who would
Zenaki.
eventually become a Power Ranger. Whereas like it was just a bad Ranger before, he was like a straight up villain. And the Power Rangers were wondering, why does he have a Megazord? Only Power Rangers can have Megazords. Turns out he was a Power Ranger himself, so there was that. And also, I can't talk about Wild Force without talking about this.
Ah.
This episode is really dumb, but at the same time, it's really cool.
And some of the villains in it
And
were,
my,
some of the villains in that episode were reused Beetleborg suits.
Yes.
and my 10-year-old mind exploded.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is one of the greatest moments of Power Rangers ever.
Oh,
it
The
is.
Big Bad Beetleborgs, all named Vengeance characters, are fighting
Yes,
Red Rangers.
General Vengeance.
I will also use this argument that Zack Snyder watches Power Rangers because of this episode. They do a 300 shot where like there's the slow down, he jumps, speeds up.
yeah, where he ramps off the
Yeah.
back of another Ranger to
Yeah.
zap,
Yeah.
to zap someone. Yeah.
There's a
Zack
scene-
Snyder watches
There's
Power
a scene
Rangers.
Zeo Red, he does like a Liu Kang bicycle kick, and the frame freezes and does like a 360 around.
Yeah.
him.
Yes.
It's so cool.
It was also awesome to see Jason, like, do the really cool stuff, like with all the
Yeah.
jumps and
Oh,
flips
it
and
was
shit.
Jason and Tommy in
Yeah.
the same episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It was
love
just like-
seeing Andros and Carter just each wielding pistols, just
Yeah.
dancing around each other, shooting at the enemy.
It's very well done. Only thing, why couldn't they get Rocky in the ninja suit? Hmm.
Apparently, like they contacted Steve Cardenas, the actor, and they lost his contact information. So it
Yeah,
went
he
to like the
wasn't
wrong
available
address or
at the time.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
they couldn't get Orko, and they had to shop in Leo after the fact.
Yeah.
Because
If
if
you look at the
like
scene-
Leo's actor was moving at the time when they were filming this.
Yeah.
I don't know what the context is.
Yeah. Also, we have the Beetleborgs, Shadowborg.
Lady or Fireborg,
Do you know
Dragonborg,
the-
and Ladyborg,
I'm surprised.
and the green one is the Hunterborg.
I am surprised anyone knows that.
Wasn't
Oh, yeah.
the Phantom Borg at the very far right side there?
No, that's Ladyborg.
So, after this season of Power Rangers, the ownership of Power Rangers changed hands to Disney. I've heard it changed hands during this, and it was kind of like a gray area. But like after this, we got Power Rangers Ninja Storm, which was completely done by Disney. So I don't know a lot or anything.
I stopped watching it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I only watched the episodes where the Go Risers join them.
Okay, good, because then we can just fly through this.
Yeah.
So we have
Oh yes,
There's Zordon was a
we
hamster!
have new Rangers, and then their leader is a guinea pig.
He was turned into
Yeah.
a guinea pig.
Yeah.
He's frozen in that form.
That's from the Super Sentai too. I
Is
don't-
it?
Is it?
Yeah, but he wasn't CGI. He was an actual puppet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the supers. That's actually one of the interesting things about this series and Mystic Force is that they actually made the Power Rangers show less silly than the Sentai.
This one? Yeah.
This one as well, because she has the Blue Ranger's weapon as a
The hair dryer.
it's a hair dryer.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a megaphone.
No, it's a hair dryer.
Okay.
And in Mystic Force, the Pink Ranger and Magic Ranger would shapeshift into random
Yeah,
things
I've
like
seen
like a
Magic
fan.
volleyballs and fans,
And
where she has
mailbox.
wind powers in in Mystic Force, and it's less silly.
That's another thing they did with Power Rangers after this, starting with the series, is civilian powers. So they didn't have to transform into Power Rangers. They had powers when they were just regular people. Like they have ninja powers. They're running around, jumping off.
Which kind of makes sense for this one though, because they were trained as ninjas.
Oh, just wait till we get to the really
Something
bad ones.
something funny I discovered about Hurricaneger, the Japanese
Yeah.
ninja storm. The reason it's called Hurricaneger is because at the time Harry Potter was airing in Japan, and the Japanese name for the Philosopher's Stone is Kenja, so abbreviated, the name of the movie was Hari Kenja. So that's why Hurricaneger was called Hurricaneger.
They have a whole Super Sentai and Kamen Rider documentary episode where they answer questions like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's about it for Power Rangers Ninja Storm. It's
How do you
Yeah.
theme song?
it got really,
It's okay.
It actually got really gimmicky with the toy line as well. Like there were a lot more Zords, and they started using the Morpher stuff now. You had to collect little discs.
Yeah.
Their morphing phrase is actually kind of cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So after that, we got Power Rangers Dino
Yeah.
Thunder.
AKA
Oh.
the best theme song ever.
It's
One of
very
the
catchy.
best Power Ranger series
Yeah,
made.
I haven't seen this in recent memory. It's been like 6 years. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's
But-
awesome.
Yeah, I from what I remember, it was really cool.
So many reasons.
If you remember Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, obviously they had a dinosaur theme going on.
Yeah.
A lot of Power Rangers Dino Thunder calls back to that. The first episode of Power Rangers ever was called Day of the Dumpster. First episode of Dino Thunder is called Day of the Dino.
Oh.
And we have a new cast, of course, with one addition, Tommy, the
Yeah.
original Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Ranger, Red Ranger.
Yes.
Now he's the Black Ranger.
One of the funniest aspects, though, about this, you'll notice you never see him with short sleeves because he is now covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
So you'll never see him in short sleeves.
I actually didn't think about that.
And explaining why Tommy Oliver has a tattoo that says Jesus didn't tap.
Wait, what was it?
He,
Jesus didn't
Jason
tap.
David Frank, because he's an MMA and a martial artist, he has a tattoo that says Jesus didn't tap, which is Jesus didn't tap out.
And by the way, the T is a crucifix.
Yeah.
No.
Because he became a born again Christian after he filmed Power
Which
Rangers.
is so awesome in its own little way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like this guy.
So Tommy's back. He's a teacher for some reason.
An
He's
archaeologist.
a mentor. Actually,
He's a professor.
No, he's a
there was
paleontologist.
He spent a lot of time invisible during the series, and then when he was visible, he was stuck in the suit. So There was some
He-
That's
he-
what
he-
an
actor was
he-
available.
So he could do his lines over the phone.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so you
So-
can go home.
He recorded over Skype.
Family,
Pretty
sit
much.
down, dinner.
They already talked about this episode in the Tokusatsu panel, but I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sound
yeah.
translation. This episode in particular, like when I saw it as a kid, I didn't know what Super Sentai was, so I was just like, it's kind of funny. It's Japanese Power Rangers. Yeah. So the premise of this episode
Never heard of
is
that.
they take the source material and they watch it in a dubbed English, and
Very
and-
poorly dubbed English.
a very poorly dubbed English, and you see like this weird. You see how weird Super Sentai is. Really.
The wig one.
Yeah, this is all from the episode that it came from. The monster that they were fighting was a piggy bank, teddy bear,
Mushroom.
mushroom.
With
I was the one who
belts
said
of money.
We're
And-
just throwing darts at the board.
And that,
Yeah.
the whole premise of that show was they take three things and they throw it together.
Yeah,
I'm not even lying.
It's always it's an animal, a plant,
Yeah,
and a mundane object. So you had the photocopier otter
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite thing about the bad dub of that though is that their mentor, I can't remember his name, but he had for some reason a Scottish accent.
You know, I think Mr. O'Shaughnessy.
Top
Yeah.
of the morning to you.
Yes.
Because he sees
Yep.
Japanese man
Yep.
speak with Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad Irish accent.
What I really liked about this episode, it kind of like poked fun at those people who watch Super Sentai exclusively and are just like, man, Power Rangers is so dumb.
It doesn't take a side. It has fun.
Yeah.
And like you see, and people are like, Super Sentai is super serious, but like, look at this.
Yeah.
They have wigs on. What is that?
No, the best thing is that the morphers get wigs.
Yeah, the morphers also get
Oh
wigs.
yeah, because the morphers were actual characters in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So yeah, imagine them trying to adapt that. So after this, we got Power Rangers SPD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember Power Rangers SPD. I remember Deca Ranger, the Japanese version.
SPD was better, if only for no other reason than the fact that they improved Doggy Kruger's, construction.
Oh god, yeah.
This show also had a plot. Deca Ranger did not have a plot.
Yeah, really good for that.
So we also got a new cast, as per usual. And they also have superpowers for some reason, even though they're...
There is a reason.
Oh,
There's a
is
reason.
there?
They're mutants or something?
They're genetically modified.
Yeah, they were the
yeah.
children of
Okay.
genetic
Is
scientists.
the Yellow Ranger an Esper?
No, she has the ability to clone herself.
Oh, okay, then that's just the Japanese one. That's all I knew. So this
The
series,
green one was kind of the
Yeah,
Esper.
this series introduced the first and only Orange Ranger, even though it was only in a dream sequence.
They actually just announced that Tokyuger will have an Orange Ranger,
Fantastic.
and his Tranger is an iPhone. I'm not kidding.
That's
This
great.
may be one of the best publicity shots I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also introduced more evil Rangers.
Yeah.
The A
Yeah.
Squad.
A
Like
Squad.
paintballers.
Yeah.
Notice
they
what their
do,
masks
actually.
are?
They're using in space
Yeah,
helmets.
those-
They're
space
using the
masks.
in-space helmets. They also introduced the first female Red Ranger,
Who turned out to be evil.
who
Yep.
was also evil, but first female Red Ranger ever. There were also a lot more Power Rangers in this series, but they were
Yeah,
kind
there's
of like
9.
one shots,
Yeah.
except for Doggy.
There was Doggy, there was Deca Break, Deca Swan. I think there may have been one
Nova.
other.
There was the
Ranger.
Cat
Nova.
Ranger, the...
Yeah, Cat Ranger was was Swan in the original.
Deca
Yeah.
Gold in the movie.
Yeah, I discovered there was a Deca Gold recently. I'm like, why didn't that happen in SPD?
Yeah, so SPD was about space cops. After that, we got Power Ranger Mystic Force. Well, a series I didn't really like. It's probably one.
Oh.
I watched Magi Ranger.
Did
and
you
I
like
liked
it?
I actually really like Mystic
sure
Force
about
is
it.
really interesting because if you watch the whole series, it's not about the Power Rangers.
Okay.
It's actually about it's not about the core 5 Rangers, it's about the other 5 Rangers in the series. Well, the other 3 and their essentially their friends.
Oh, the
Yeah.
family?
Yeah, there's a whole other plot going along with the other characters.
See, I think it would have worked better if they just went with the Japanese plot, because that's what the Japanese plot was, except everyone was one big family.
Yeah.
So these
Yeah.
5 were one family, and they were
Yeah.
all family together. So,
Makoto is
yeah.
best
it,
Magi Ranger.
it did also have the best 6 Ranger. I think I
Yeah.
love Korag.
yeah, we have this.
Well, I think the 6th Ranger was Daggeron. He was one of the extras.
Okay, the 7th Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's also
And yes, Wolzard was badass.
there's also Udana, but whatever.
Yeah, Udana.
So, yeah,
Daggeron.
Donna uses her powers like 3 times. in a row.
She's the first
Still
one to
counts.
morph. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this was kind of a change of pace where the main villain was a ranger. No wait, that's not new.
He's not the main villain, but
One of the main villains.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was like the enforcer.
Whatever. This isn't new. I don't know why.
He was also an honorable knight.
Yeah.
A little too honorable.
I don't know. Does that count as a ranger?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
a Ranger key of him. It counts.
The Ranger Key of Signal.
Ken!
He has his own phone too. He just doesn't
Yeah.
use it.
Oh, this one.
And then,
Oh dear.
AKA shoulder henching.
probably
That's probably
regarded as the worst Power Rangers season, Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. This is basically what would happen if Michael Bay directed a Power Rangers show. I'm not even kidding you. The only thing missing was Megazord doing a backflip off of a skyscraper and turning into a Camaro. That's basically it.
One of the
That was Boken Silver in this one?
yeah.
So basically
Ew.
what they did was, nothing really different about this series. They went really overboard with explosions. There's a scene where someone gets thrown into a table. He's not a Power Ranger. He's just a regular guy thrown into a table, and it explodes.
And he's gone.
And he's fine too.
There's something amazing about that though, but it's weird to watch it because the villains, their sidekicks, are all. One of their sidekicks is a mentally handicapped Yeti.
Yeah, there's that.
I don't know. They're not much stupider than a cat genie.
So this series also saw the return of a villain becoming a ranger, like a monster becoming a ranger. One of the more notable episodes is this one. Once
Yeah.
Ranger. The premise of this episode was the current team, Operation Overdrive. They lost their powers, so their Sentinel Knight, their like ally, gives up some of his powers so that these guys can fight again, and they take over for a while. So we have Rangers from the past coming together. That's Adam, Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah.
He's back. So yeah, this episode wasn't really that good aside from the.
I like
Fan
that. I like that
service.
Bridge was the Red Ranger.
Yeah, that's explained.
Bridges' explanation to it.
Yep.
I used to be the Green Ranger, but then I became the Blue Ranger, and then I took over from our boss. Our boss used to be a dog, but now he's not a dog. He used to be the Red Ranger, but now he's retired, so I'm the Red Ranger now.
Yeah, that's another thing with SPD is before that powers were like locked to a specific ranger, but SPD showed you that anyone could use any power.
Well, Red was always kind of seen as the leader.
Unless
SPD
you're
was
a
the
girl.
first- yeah, SPD was the first one to say, no, Red is the leader.
Yeah,
Yep.
unless you're a girl, you can't use the other powers. But everybody else could trade powers. It was cool.
And that's why Tokyuger is going to change the game.
Yeah. So after this, we got Power Rangers Jungle Fury. I like Power Rangers Jungle Fury. A lot of people don't like it.
Transform with sunglasses.
Speaking of which, yeah, their morpher are sunglasses, which they changed from the original Japanese one, which
now-
was gloves.
Is it just me, or do these look like the cheapest looking suits of all the Power Rangers?
They don't have belts for one.
Well, they gotta work with the Japanese source
They
material.
look like the suits that like race car drivers wear.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that their mentor is a burned out basket case who owns a pizza parlor and walks like a surfer dude and he got the morphers. It turns out there's a whole in the Power Rangers universe there's a whole fandom who have been trying to hack into the morphing grid and he literally found the plans online.
Oh my god.
Okay, now I gotta watch this.
This is also the first series to have a Purple Ranger,
Nice.
Technically Violet.
Violet Ranger,
Technically, Wolf Ranger.
Wolf Ranger. Yeah.
It's weird.
So they also did this, like in Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, where they created their own original Power Rangers, and that didn't exist in Japan. They created their own for this series, kind of. What the deal with these guys is that there's 3 mentors that help out the Power Rangers, and they manifest themselves as these Spirit Rangers who fight with the Power Rangers. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's kind of dumb. They did it in Kyoryuger, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
there were 2 Spirit Rangers, and Ramirez is awesome.
He is funny.
Yeah.
So after this is probably one of the better seasons, Power Rangers RPM.
Yeah.
A lot of people like this series. And this is when I discovered Super Sentai, and I was watching Go-Onger. I just finished Go-Onger, and I was like, what are they going to do with Go-Onger? They turned it into a post-apocalyptic show where there's the last human civilization fighting against this evil machine empire kind of thing. Yeah.
It's so dark.
It's
Go,
really
go.
dark. But
Go
like,
Go Boom Twins.
what I liked about this series was, I don't know if we have time for this, but
We have 13 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. Sure, this is a 3-minute clip. What they did with the series is they managed to take out all the Super Sentai, if you will. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Ranger Bio series suits, vehicles, and hardware. Anyone. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
What do you mean, what eyes? Right there? The front of our Zords.
They are not eyes. They're optical field scanning sensors for your cockpit's HMD display.
Well, they look like Sometimes
So yeah, the premise of the Japanese source material was like there were these engines. They were like these
Oh
hybrid
god, you have gunpowder.
animal cars, and they were sentient beings, and you could hear them talk. Like sometimes they would talk.
God.
They would,
God.
and like they would choose a human partner, and they would become best friends forever, like Pokemon or Digimon or something. So basically, they took out that part of that show and did that with it. It's pretty cool. After that, we got Power Rangers Samurai. After Power Rangers RPM, Disney said they weren't going to make Power Rangers after that, so Samurai...
Well, how
was
could they
picked-
top RPM?
Exactly. Samurai was picked up, or Power Rangers was picked up again by Saban, and he made Samurai, which turned into Super Samurai, which I thought was going to be a different show, but it's not. And I've watched Shinkenger, and I've watched Samurai, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like this.
I watched Shinkenger and then I watched Samurai, hoping to see an American Shinken Brown become Bulk become
Like
Shinken
Bulk,
Brown,
yeah.
and it never happened, so I stopped
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
It's so. None of the actors are likable in this
No,
show. They're all. The Christmas episode.
Ugh.
The Red Ranger gets a dirt bike and spends all his time whining over how he didn't want a dirt bike. He wanted like a car instead or something.
Yeah.
No,
So, like-
the one line that I gave up on Samurai was Samurai forever, cupcakes are ours.
What?
Yeah, they go get cupcakes at the end of one episode, and she's like, Samurai forever, cupcakes are ours. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
That's pretty good.
The worst part for me though is because I was like, okay, I heard Saban sing, we're gonna check it out, and the music starts. It sounds like the original rap.
Yeah, they remixed
But
the
then
NPR.
you just hear them saying their names. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
God,
God,
no.
yeah.
Jaden, me. I'm like, oh fuck 'em.
Saban hasn't learned from. It's not the '90s anymore, so you can't do that.
It's like first episode, sure, but that's it.
So like there was the one season, and then it became Super Samurai,
Oh god, they all
where they
got
have jackets.
the Inromaru.
Oh no, this is from the movie. So there was a whole bunch of forms, but they only used them when they were piloting the Megazords,
Yeah,
which is a huge waste.
the
There's,
Shogun
like,
mode was actually pretty
look
cool.
how many suits there are, and they're not even using them for fighting. Also, Bulk was there.
Bulk was trying to be a samurai to
Okay.
Skull's son.
Yeah.
Although I did love the end when they reunited.
Yeah.
Yes.
that was magic.
So after that, we have Megaforce, which is currently going on.
AKA the theme song that sounds like Lost Galaxy.
Yeah.
Force is good.
Yeah, I guess so. This is the cast. There's a robot.
Blandest Red Ranger ever.
So what's going on with Megaforce? I don't really understand. There's a Legend War, which is all the Power Rangers came together and they fought evil, which hasn't happened yet, but it's implied. And
It's
then
gonna happen.
they do this where they change suits into that, and they get a sixth Ranger.
because reasons.
Yeah, just because of reasons like that.
Oh.
My bad.
It's okay. It was the end of the PowerPoint presentation anyway.
Yeah.
Super Mega Force.
Super Megaforce is, and it's really redundant because like they have the One Morpher, which is the card thing, transform into
Yeah.
the Power Rangers.
They have to become the
And
Ghost
then
Savior
they
suits.
then they do it again with the phone over there.
Then,
So yeah.
it is really dumb and unnecessary because they have to go into the Ghost Savior suits, then the Gokaiger suits, then they can access the other powers, and it's
But they can only hold the other powers for so long.
Yeah.
until they get hit with the powerful
Guys, it's 22 minutes. How are you supposed to fill that?
I don't.
Part two.
There's a lot, yeah, but they just keep adding on names too, like Super Mega.
We're the
Force.
we're the Mega Force Rangers Super Mega Mode.
See, it really makes me wonder, what are they going to name the next Power Rangers, which is going to be
No,
based
they-
off of
They have a name for it, by the way.
Dino Charge.
Dino Charge.
It's based
Yep.
off Kyoryuger.
I haven't seen Go Busters, but is it like just
It's
not?
bad.
They can't.
Ghostbusters is horrible and it's depressing by the
No, but like, can they not bring it over?
The
Or-
problem with Go Busters, I think it's from a technical standpoint, is that a lot of the Go Busters fight scenes are a
cheeky.
mix of morphed and unmorphed,
Oh.
and there are a lot of fight scenes where the Megazord is fighting in the background and the Rangers are fighting in the foreground, and also the fact that their big villain for much of the series, Enter,
Yeah.
doesn't have a monster form.
Okay.
Not at first.
No, he just whips their asses with kung fu because he's not even remotely human.
Okay.
So I think it was that. From a technical standpoint, it would be really, really hard to cut around it.
Well, they managed with.
Also, it tanked in Japan. Like, it almost killed Sentai.
Well, they managed with Die Ranger,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but when they had to go back to dinosaurs. And when it had to be
And Kyoryuger was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine with that.
Dinosaurs, though.
If
See, this guy keeps showing me that the dinosaur. What's it called?
Kyoryuger?
Kyoryuger. And it's just the weirdest thing because like they're always dancing.
You wouldn't think Samba Dinosaurs works, but they pull it off.
Sound of Dinosaurs is actually
with
really good.
gratuitous random Spanish.
Yes. Mama mucho.
Well,
Mecha mucho!
what I'm just wondering is if are they gonna keep the Ranger Key thing going in America?
See, therein lies the
Yeah,
issue.
they are.
No, because like in Japan they're still doing Ranger Keys past.
No, I heard
5 minutes to wrap up.
Oh man, we're just we're just chilling now.
I heard that they are discontinuing the Ranger Key thing as of ToQger.
So no ToQger Ranger Key.
If they do, it'll be the last ones
They came
because there's no hardware that can read them now.
I feel like they're just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
they came out with
they're
Villain Ranger.
they're already stretching it by releasing Kyoryuger keys.
Carnival form.
So how are they actually doing the sounds for what's? Did they just know
made
what
it-
they,
they
did they
made
just
a new one.
know the names that they were going to be putting into the series to load
For
up?
all, who knows? Maybe they just put into the Legend mobile rates because that one
Who
did
knows
come out
what
later.
goes on in the
Yeah.
studios of Saban.
Yeah.
Well, they made a new mobile rights that came out that could read all the new stuff. So
Okay, well,
maybe they planned it.
yeah.
Maybe
well,
they planned it.
I mean, if there's anything that Toei is good for, it's for milking everything for as much money as it can produce.
Yes.
So yeah, so like the one thing to take away from this panel is if you want to watch Power Rangers, watch Lightspeed Rescue, RPM,
Time Force.
Time Force,
Watch Mr.
SPD.
Force.
whatever these guys say.
Yeah.
Whatever. Those are the ones I want you to watch.
Watch Operation Overdrive.
I want you to watch Lightspeed Rescue and Time and RPM.
Dino Thunder.
Yeah, definitely watch RPM, whatever you do.
Yeah.
RPM is the
actually
one you
has
have
one
to.
episode that I really liked. It's the episode where they actually break character and just show you everything that's going on behind.
And-
Oh, yeah.
and- no, but they do it in character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They go behind the scenes, but the characters themselves still use their names.
it's very
Yeah.
meta.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
So I got a time, I think.
Yeah, it's
But-
whatever.
But it's good. Like that was a good panel. That was
Great.
it
I
was
was.
a nice
Good job.
discussion.
I finished my the slideshow presentation after I watched your panel today. So I watched your panel. I went home, did the rest of this thing. I was on Power Rangers in Space when I was at the panel today. So I just drove it.
Hey man,
went
you
through
were
it.
more organized than us.
Okay, that's
the
good.
organization for our panel happened in 5 minutes last night.
Man,
Yeah.
like I know,
You had
I
to
know
cover
so many
20
people.
years. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know so many people who know about Power Rangers, but I did it by myself. So I was like, you know what? I can do it.
Hey man, you got to do it. It was good. It was fun. Gets all us fans in a room just talking about it.
That's good.
And that's what Power Rangers is all about, really.
So the fans.
Yeah, it is. No, it's the fans that have kept the show running. It's the fans that have kept saying, we want it. We want you to bring it back. We want you to keep it going.
Give us more.
Hey, I remember as a kid when I got into a fight at school and I was banned from watching Power Rangers by my parents.
Oh no.
'Cause it was decided by the school that Power Rangers was making children too violent.
Oh yeah, because we all remember those outbreaks of kids morphing.
Hey man, if I could have morphed in school, I totally would have.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well, I distinctly remember as a child kicking someone in the head because I saw a Power Ranger do it.
I remember just.
Don't tell them
I
that.
remember distinctly when I was a kid in the gym class, we had set up one of those things, you know, those little tiny trampolines, like, oh hey, jump over onto the mat, right? But I just watched Power Rangers the other day. I saw Billy do a flip. So, but the best part was I succeeded. I'm in second grade. My teacher's like, ah, break his neck.
Nice.
Can we talk about the movie?
No, yeah, why
First
not?
one.
I actually like the first.
I love.
They should have used those suits in the rest of NPR.
I own
So
Interesting.
it is so quotable.
I own it on DVD, but I haven't even opened the DVD.
It's on Netflix
yeah.
too.
The
Yeah.
plastic.
Oh yeah, all of Power Rangers is on Netflix.
I will forever the scene where they actually morph into like the original suits, but they're actually armored.
That's
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
will- every time I watch it, the music going, and now they have the sound effects of the animals, I turn into an 8-year-old boy.
Yep.
Yeah, you geek out over that.
That's the one thing you can.
They
like,
should have
appreciate
used
in the
those
movie.
suits for the last season of Mighty Morphin.
It would have been awesome, but no.
I heard they were like, they like tripled their body weight or something. It was like really heavy to wear. Them.
Yeah, because they
Oh,
looked
yeah.
like actual body armor.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked like
They looked like full-on superheroes.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what they were going for.
Yeah, and it worked.
actually one of the coolest. Like, just I thought it was so creepy and cool when I was a kid. Was when like, have you seen this like interdimensional being? Interdimensional what? wait, did it look something like this? And he just turns into the guy?
Yep.
That was cool!
The
Yeah.
sound effects they use for Ivan Ooze are so gross.
You know who played Ivan Ooze?
No.
Have you seen Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yeah.
You know Belloc?
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
I smell teenagers.
Ivan Ooze is also the hardest fighting game boss in the history.
Oh,
of-
yeah.
Have you played the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fighting game?
Yes.
He's the cheapest fighting game character I've ever seen in my life.
The dough sticks make a whistling sound.
Okay.
Ah, it's more like
Can I see
on a
that?
chalkboard.
Can I see your morpher for a second?